All right, good morning. There's a camera at the back of the room. You should have checked T2L before you started this class to see that there was a post on there that was the syllabus, which says that there's a disclaimer in this class that this class will be recorded and broadcast on the World Wide Web. That's in the syllabus. You should have checked it before you came to class this morning. It's imperative that we do that. That I put that disclaimer out there for you because if you're in the witness protection program, this may not turn out well for you. Right? If you're subject to facial recognition and the mob is going to come, make a hit on you, you should know that I will turn the camera off in just a minute before your face is on the camera, and we'll find another class for you that doesn't video record this. But this is part of a research attempt to see the impact of recording on classes here. So there will be a camera, it will be uploaded, that will be for your benefit. I will post those as soon as practical after class, so that if you miss class or something like that, you can look at the videos from the course. They will be available on YouTube on my channel. So I just put that disclaimer out there again before your face is on the recognition or on the camera and uploaded to YouTube. I'll stop it in just a minute and give you the opportunity to talk to me privately while everybody else starts on the first critical thinking challenge that we'll do in this class. I'm going to hand out a paper, and on it I want you to list your 3 greatest strengths. You're going to then use this to meet up with a partner. You'll be working in groups in this class in 2 ways. There will be groups of dyads. At the end of the class, you and your team partner will present both of you will be both a buyer and a seller for a product, and a sales presentation, which is the culmination of this class. And you will also be working in groups of more than 2, 3 or 4 or 5, to answer critical thinking challenges that I come up with throughout the semester. And so this is the first critical thinking challenge. What I want you to do to begin with individually is list your 3 major strengths as an individual that are going to make you marketable, with one exception and one caveat. You may not list, I am a hard worker, and there are 2 reasons for this. One is it's probably not true. We know, based on overwhelming evidentiary scientific research in the sociological and psychological fields, that your generation doesn't work hard. We know that. So telling me that is probably a lie. Okay? And if it's not a lie, it's not terribly relevant in the modern economy. Economists at the Bureau of Labor Statistics estimate that 50% of the jobs in existence today will be gone in 10 years. That's one of the reasons that I pulled this up. Meet the security team of the future. For years and years and years, security involved hiring security guards. And no longer, these jobs are being eliminated by a robot. How many of you have gone to Sam's Club? They used to have samples at Sam's that were handed out by people who did a job. These are cheap compared to people. And they take the place of a person, and they don't let you get more than 1 sample because you have to scan your card, and they don't require health insurance, and they don't call in sick. So even if you're a hard worker in the modern economy, that may not be enough to save you. You're going to have to work smart. So you may not list as one of your strengths, I'm a hard worker, A, because it's probably not true, and B, because even if it is, working hard doesn't mean anything anymore. If you go out and toil in the dirt 7 days a week on a family farm with your mule and a plow, you're going to go broke, and you're going to starve to death. So it doesn't. So I want you to come up with what really makes you unique and marketable. After you come up with those 3 things, I want you to choose somebody to pair off with. Now you can change this throughout the semester to somebody else. If you decide you can't get along with this person, you can't work, you'll have an opportunity to change. I want you to interview that person and interview each other, and then we're going to play Marketing Survivor, or Selling Survivor. Each of you is going to get up and you are going to sell your partner to the class, and by a round of applause or boos, we'll determine whether or not you get to stay. This is called natural deselection. All right? So I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to come up with your 3 strengths and think about those. And then I'm going to come back. I will come up and I'll ask you to get into groups. So I'll give you another 10 minutes to interview. If you want to go somewhere else in the building because it gets really loud with everybody talking, you're welcome to do that. And then we'll come back after that and we'll start playing Marketing Survivor. So I'm going to turn off the video now. Again, if you can't be video recorded and put out on the World Wide Web, let me know at this point. So, all right? All right, so what we'll do is we'll start with this row at the front, working back, go to the center row with the front, working back, and then start with the third row at the front, working back. So the first team on this row, the first person, you all are up.
Do we stand?
Yep, you gotta get it in front of the camera. This is your chance to be a YouTube star.
So this is Alejandro. You should, well, no, he's, you should have him on your team because he has 3 years of sales experience. He is very likable and he is also bilingual. He speaks both English and Spanish, so he can help your company thrive.
All right.
His name is Adam. He's a very adaptable person. He can adapt to any position or anything he needs to do. He's really loyal. He can commit to do whatever is needed, and he's very organized person.
Okay. All right. What do you guys think? All right. What do you guys say? The second group of 3 and 4. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Hi everyone. I want to present to you guys Brayden King. So I want to tell you why she is so reliable. She is actually both, or if you can't tell already, she's a wife. She's an employee. She's a student. But best of all, she's a mother. So what does that say about her? It says that she can manage her time very well. She is the person that you do want to have on your team. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty. She's a baby. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty. And she can work under pressure. If she can have a little baby, you know, you can definitely work under pressure, and that is a great quality that I think everyone should try and have to work under pressure.
Thank you, and everyone, this is Jennifer Reyes, and after speaking with her briefly, I found that she has a lot of awesome qualities that make her an awesome person to have on your team. She is assertive, and that's a great quality to have as a team member, but also as a team leader, and that lets you know she would go to bat for your team for sure. And she's also very intuitive, and she feels that she can read people well, and that's good, especially whenever you're trying to sell to someone. And she's also a great communicator, so she can get her points across, and as I spoke to her for a few seconds, she was very personable, and I think we're also going to be friends, so that's cool.
All right, what do you guys think? All right, you guys are past tribal council. What do you say?
All right, so we got Jessica here. She is an extremely punctual person, always looking to be on time, if not early. So that is a great strength for her. She is also very imaginative, always coming up with great ideas to bring to the table. Followed by her communication skills. She's very easygoing, gets along with people, makes friends easily. And that's why you should have Jessica.
Okay, this is Matt, and Matt would be a great business partner because he has very great communication skills, so he can make friends easily and also partners. His dedication allows him to persevere through his challenges and overcome them, and his versatility allows him to adapt and succeed in anything that he puts his mind to.
All right. Very good. We have one person that's going to sell themselves. I admire that. Shameless self-promotion is always an advantage.
me is that I'm very patient. I don't like rushing things. I'm very calm. I don't like stressing about situations. I'm also very determined. I like setting goals and trying to achieve them. And I'm also very honest. I'm not a very good liar in the first place, so I like being honest and telling the truth.
All right, very good. Middle section, second row.
Hi, this is Lynn, and I'm going to tell her why you need to choose her as a team member. She is a good listener, and she follows the rule very well. And she also makes schedules and planner throughout the day, so that she can keep track on time. And she's also very organized.
Okay.
Hi everyone, this is Vân, and I think you guys should choose her for your team because she very a determined person, and she not give up very easily and refuse to do something without giving all of her thing. And she likes to bring a planning note with her and to keep track on the thing that she wants to do and she needs to do. So I think she will do her work in time. And she very responsible because she will give all her effort and finish the work.
Okay, very good.
Hi guys, this is Shannon. I think you should hire Shannon for 3 reasons. The first one is she's really organized. Her workspace isn't going to be cluttered and she's not going to lose that important memo that's due tomorrow. You should also hire her because she's a strong leader. She's not afraid to step in when she feels something is going the wrong direction, and she's not afraid to tell people how it is. She's very good at just giving you it straight.
Brutal honesty.
Yes, and she's also very creative and self-motivated. She doesn't need a lot of direction because she's going to be able to fulfill tasks on her own.
Alright guys, this is Jordan. She's really good at communicating, so if there's an issue, she's quick to resolve it. She gets along with people, she knows how to get things done. She's also dependable, so if you put her faith in her, she's going to get it done. She doesn't mess around. She's also flexible, so she can adapt to anything easily and doesn't mind listening to others' input, so she doesn't get angry like if someone has a different input than she does. So, that's Jordan.
Very good.
Hello everybody, this is Langston, and I'm going to tell you why he would be an asset to your business. He has great communication skills. He doesn't mind speaking in front of big crowds. He has great problem-solving skills, and when it comes to find new ways to do something, he's always going to be able to do that. And he's very athletic. He has played sports all his life, and he plays football for his school.
This is Alberto, and he is great at maintaining relationships with coworkers and employees. So he's a great businessman to be around. He knows how to take great demands, customer demands. So if you need something done, he's able to get it done and achieve that goal, whatever you need. And he is a great problem solver. He catches himself doing things differently than everyone else, and that's a good attribute to have.
Alright guys, so this is Tyler, and this has actually been a friend of mine for over a year, and one of the reasons you should have him on your side is because he has the ability to relate and understand different kinds of people. Not only that, but he also has the ability to adapt to new surroundings and solve problems. So if there's an issue, then he's your guy. And last but not least, he has the ability to lead and communicate effectively. So that's always good for your business or your team.
This is my buddy Jalen. He'd be a good person to have on your team because he can communicate well with others, and his ability to connect and understand people. He's a very likable personality and easy to get along with. He's also well disciplined and learns from his mistakes. So that's 3 reasons why you should have him on your team.
Alright, well, this is my friend Hugo. I'm gonna give you 3 strengths on why she'll be a great team player. She is very good at communicating with others and get objectives done. She's also great at negotiating, and she is bilingual.
Alright, so my friend here, Kaylin King, would be a reliable asset to any team because no problem goes unsolved with him. He makes working with other people in different groups effortlessly, and he's very detail oriented, so everything is in deadline.
Alright, this is Eileen. She would be good for your team because she's a very creative person. She thinks outside the box, she brainstorms with innovative ideas. She's quick to adapt to change, so anything that pops up, she can easily figure out a solution for it. She's also not easily deterred by obstacles that pop up.
Hi, this is Cole, and he also likes to think outside the box. He also enjoys talking and discussing ideas with others, and that's just why he's very personable and he's very easy to get along with.
Hi everybody, this is Hartley, and I'm going to tell you 3 reasons why she is a very valuable asset for your team and what it means to you. So Kat is a very creative thinker. It's really great, especially whenever she's trying to abstract things, solve problems. Kat also has a lot of customer service background, so she knows how to sell a product and how to market to your customers. So she also has the ability to work well in groups. She knows how to portray. She was in basketball, which taught her how to effectively work in a team dynamic and how to keep healthy relationships, especially under pressure. So this will really make your team stick together and work effectively. She's also a great communicator when trying to work together to solve problems. So she also, when she worked at American Fidelity and customer engagement, she has to do that daily. So she's also trying to maintain customer relationships and solve problems. And honestly, a lot of times you have to think outside the box. So that is why Kat is a valuable asset to your team.
Okay, this is Marcia, and she's an excellent communicator. She's a marketing major, so it's a strength for her and definitely something she enjoys to do. She's very competitive with a take-charge attitude. She really wants to win this. She's great at problem solving, and she does this day to day at her current job at a bank, so I think she would be very beneficial to your team.
Alright, you guys, this is Tanika Gibson. One of her strengths is that she has a very welcoming smile. This makes her more approachable. So if she's on your team, this will make her more accessible to customers. They'll want to talk to her and get information from her, so that will make her a lot more welcoming. Another one of her strengths is that she's very creative and she's very great at problem solving. In fact, we had a problem solving class together and she did exceptionally well. And also, she's very well at working in groups and with other people, so if you ever need her to take charge in a group setting, she can do that.
This is Adriana. She's a fantastic sewer, so that would be me. It would make her very marketable in the workplace. She is very determined, so if she is aspiring to something, she'll get it done with, all that she's got. And she's adaptable to new technology, so she's like one of those people, like you don't have to give her much instruction because she'll get it done either way.
guys, this is Ryan McCullough. You should have him on your team because he has a good communication skills. He's a good public speaker. He was telling me that he preaches at his church and he can get his point across really well, so that would be a good strength of his. Second strength is that he's very optimistic, so no matter what comes his way, he will try to surpass that with, his mindset and all that, so he overcomes things like that. And also his last one is his cool hair, he told me. And that's something good to have because, it's not that he's like arrogant or anything, but, self-confidence and good self-esteem is something good to always have in yourself.
So this is my dude, Francisco. I just met him like 30 minutes ago. This guy is a legend. First thing, he noticed his culture change. This guy's from Pasadena, California. And how many know the culture's a little different there than Oklahoma. And so he noticed his culture change. He sees that, he notices it. He's very good at persuading. He can sell things. He can sell you anything. His ability to communicate. He's bilingual. Speak 2 languages. That's crazy. I could never do that. Let me tell you a story about this guy, actually. I was sitting back there at the beginning of class, and our professor was like, yo, get out your pencil. And I was like, I can't prepare like always. Didn't have a pencil. So I was like, Francisco, bro, can I get a pencil? And he says, keep it. Like, look at that generosity of this guy. He said, keep it. That's it.
Okay, this is Paul. I'm going to tell you why he'd be a good member on your team or a part of your business. So he's very good at talking to people, talking in front of people, which is very beneficial as a marketing major because you're going to be doing a lot of talking. And he's also very positive, especially so whenever a negative situation is going on, he's positive and can figure it out. He also has a lot of personal work experience. He was in the Army and also works at All Around Shop. So, all the experience there.
Okay, this is Tate, Tate, right?
Tate.
Sorry, okay. And she is an independent person and she likes to work by herself. So we can know she solved a lot of problems herself very well. And second, she is very determined, so she never gives up easily. And she is very creative person as she has good and many ideas. I believe she can be a great marketer. She is a creative person.
All right, very good.
Hey guys, we're the last group, so thank God, right? This is Harrison. He's a very well-versed guy. So on his side job, he does a lot of music productions and whatnot. And for a person that does a lot of music, he's very outgoing, He reads the dictionary to learn more words so he can put in more effort into his work. And that's the kind of guy that you want, a guy that's willing to go out there and do the extra mile. He's a very friendly person. Earlier I came in the back and noticed that we all had to do like some group work and everybody was all huddled together, so I just yelled in the back very politely. Anybody else have a partner that they would want, and Harrison just peeked over and he was like, hey, I'm free. Walked over with a smile and just got down. Super friendly guy. And the last thing is that he's a very efficient person. Everybody talks about the person like, show up on time or whatnot, and I'm a good communicator, but this guy, he actually gets results done, Everything's really good. He works well in a group, and it's all very easygoing, but when it comes down to business, he really gets things done. So this is Harrison. I highly recommend him for your team.
This is Hay. She is very detail oriented and she likes to record a lot of notes so she can go back and check everything that she's recorded for the day. She works well in groups and she likes to make everyone feel welcome and like they're included in their group. And lastly, she's very well at planning. She likes to plan everything out. She says she went on a trip. She likes to go on trips and she's the one that plans the entire trip for everyone and make sure everyone knows exactly what's going on. So that's why she'd be a great asset to your team.
All right, very good. And we went through everybody, right? Good responses, very interesting. You all did a good job for being thrown into fire on the first day. So that's important, because when you get out in the world of work, they're not going to say, here's your office, and let's, all meet for lunch and see if you're settled in. It's going to be like hit the ground running. So that's the reason I do this exercise. Now, I want you to get in groups of 4 or 5, because you're also going to work in groups of 4 or 5. So you're going to work with a dyad. At the end of this semester, you will come up with a sales presentation, which you'll present to the class that will be recorded. And we'll look at that. We'll look at some sales presentations, but you're also going to work in teams, because team selling has become enormously important in the world of sales as things have gotten increasingly more complex. We're seeing more and more team selling. And I'll give you an example of that. One of the things that I did when I was in the corporate world was I worked for a company that was the smallest of the big boy publishers of learning management systems at the K-12 level. So like we have D2L here at UCO, we did learning management systems with content assessment and tracking and placement at the K-12 level. So it had all of the titles that you would have at an elementary school all the way through high school and the 12th grade. And because the product was so complex, our teams of salespeople consisted of myself. I was a lawyer, so I would negotiate with school boards on behalf and look at the contracts and the RFPs and make sure that we met the qualifications of the RFP. We had a sales team leader who was a vice president of sales who would go out and meet with the school board, the teachers and people like that. And then we also had our tech people that would have to work with those people at the school districts that we sold to allow them to implement the launch of the product across their various platforms. And so that's become more and more common as the world has become increasingly more sophisticated, and nobody can be sort of a master of all things. So you're also going to work in groups, and for the second challenge of the week, I want you to answer this question. I gave you this demonstration about FreeOSC and Nightscape, which is how the world of work is changing and jobs are being eliminated. So we know that technology has changed enormously over the last 10 years, and it continues to evolve. Given these radical changes and these radical changes in sales, if you went back in time, for example, to the 1950s, there were lots of people that were in sales. They were usually outdoor salesmen. They went door to door selling things like Kirby vacuum cleaners, and they did it on their own, and that's not the way we necessarily sell anymore. I just told you that we sell in teams. So I want you to answer this question in groups of 4 or 5. I want you to develop a team name for your group to begin with. So first, develop a team name. I wish people would throw the markers away when they're not working. So develop a team name for the second part. This will be your brand in marketing. And then answer this question. Is a history of sales important in the post-modern world? All right? So I'm going to give you the rest of class to do that in your groups. I'll walk around and listen to you and talk with you. I'm going to turn off the recorder now. And then on Thursday, we'll discuss your responses to that. What I will do is on D2L, I will open a Dropbox so that you can post your group answers. So you all have seen D2L. On the professional selling page, I will, under assessments, create a Dropbox for this answer, and you'll post your group answers there. So I will come around and I'll get your group names as you're working in your groups, and then I will establish those Dropboxes so that you'll be able to post those on Thursday. All right? So start finding groups that you're going to work in, come up with a group name, and answer the critical thinking challenge in a well-developed paragraph. while you're discussing this, if you go to the D2L page and you go to assessments and Dropbox for this first one, there is a Dropbox that should say on here for you, if you go to one of your categories, there should be a Dropbox that will say sales history, and your group will submit it to that. I will establish the groups after I get that paper. So it will be under the assessments tab Dropbox, and there are instructions on that Dropbox for the paragraph that you need to write for this. Okay? Any questions so far? No?
Yes.
Got it all?
Did
Yes.
you want us to post that individually or?
No, if one person, once I get your papers, I'll establish the Dropbox for each group, and then we'll just have one of your members post it. All right?
So you'll have a Dropbox for each group.
Each group will have Dropbox.
Everywhere.
Okay, in the last few minutes, before we have to break up because the class ends in 2 minutes, I just want to show you something on D2L before we go. In the content section, you will find the professional sales syllabus for the class. It will detail how your grades and things will be calculated in this course and the requirements for the course in terms of, why is this not there? There we go. So you'll want to look at that. Also, under the content for each of the modules, I have posted already the PowerPoint presentation so that you can bring those to class if you want to take notes on them for your benefit. So those are already there. So that gives you some of the ideas of where we're headed in this class. So I just wanted to call those to your attention, particularly the syllabus, so that when you file a grade appeal against me and you say, I didn't know that, everyone in here can say yes, and I've got a video recording saying, yes, in fact, I did show you where the syllabus is. I didn't bother to print it out this semester because in an effort to attempt to save money, the university is broke, as you know, the state of Oklahoma is broke. I decided I would go green and save paper and just show you where it was on D2L. So I hope that works for everybody. If you just have to have a hard copy because you don't use the internets or something like that, there's a problem, let me know and I'll get you that hard copy. But it's there for your benefit. I suggest you look at it. Any questions before we go? Yes, sir.
Do we take tests?
You take tests?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are tests.
Cool.
Yes.
Do we need the textbook?
About half of the questions come from the textbook and about half from my lecture.
Okay.
So you don't need it. I mean, if you don't want it, you want to miss half the questions, or if you're just really bright, you figure out. It's up to you. All right? I will see you all on Thursday. I hope you have a good afternoon and welcome back.